put a 4 in. Just bought this 2 days ago. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos, didn't even know you could do that. Anyway, it's a Seahawk 4. So I'm going to put a 4 on that. Now I have the Fisher Hunter, Hunt Fish, whatever. I'm going to do that later. I'm going to do this one. This one I've been having for years. So anyway, measured. I got about 3 foot at the widest area. First, lay a little plastic as a template to draw the template that I'm going to cut the plywood with. So I got 36 inches of 3 foot, give or take about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch on each side on the wires. It's 8 foot from that end to that end with this sheet of plywood. So I'm going to go ahead, I already marked it, my 3 foot. I'm going to go ahead and cut that first. Last night I did the whole template thing, flipped it upside down, but my measurement's only coming exactly. You know, it's 8 foot, so about 4 foot. I've got 2 foot 10 inches. That's when I flipped it upside down and marked it. So laying it flat, I get a little bit different measurements. So I'm gonna go with the 3 feet first, being that's larger than that. Let's see what happens. Alright, what I'm going to do, since this is not a little bit less than it was supposed to be, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back. And that's a foot, and so forth. So I'm going to measure at a foot and start marking these. And that way I'll have an idea on the edge. Now what I'm going to need to do is 3 foot, I'm going to need to do a center line. Alright, so I'm measuring from the back of the raft as a reference point. And I marked in pencil 1 foot, 2 foot. I got my measurements. So basically, I wrote it down. There's my back reference point, and I got my measurements: 32 1/4, 34 1/4, 35, 3 foot, and so forth and so on. Did a chalk line, 1.5 foot center, because it's 3 foot wide. So I'm going to take the halves of those measurements there and go from center. Half from center line out would be 16 1/8. 2 foot from the back, 17 1/8. Do it this way. 3, 17 1/2. 4, 5, and 6 are 3 feet, so it's fine. That's the edge already. 7, half of 16 1/2, and I went 6 inches more, and I got 14. So it's basically 7 1/2 feet to this point right here. And I'm gonna put the template I made to see how accurate this will be. Template's falling a little short on the width. As you can see, I got about. But again, that's when I flipped it upside down, so I'd rather be more than less. I can always trim. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to trace, but I'm going to slide this over just a tad just to get the same curvature and just sketch that out. Alright, so I kind of just sketched around that little template, and again going a little wider based on the template. Front's pretty much right on. Again, there's my mark. There's my, so I'm pretty close. Very close. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch that too. It's all marked out using the template as well as my measurements. Pretty much right on the money. That mark does off a little bit. But it is 17 1/8 centers, 34 1/4 wide right at that point. go ahead and I put the, just to see what I got. I got enough room. I just want to make sure I got enough room everywhere. Let's see, it's kind of tight up there at the front. See what I got in the back. Alright. That's the back. Whoops. And that's the front. I think with the deal, I'm going to go ahead and sand it. The curve, the arc looks good. Of course, I'm going to trim it up and make it nice. Again, sand and all that good stuff. Seems like a little tight on these edges, though. Yep. I'm probably going to have to trim some right there. Like I said, it's a little tight from this corner right there. This is in the back. Let me go ahead and jigsaw that. Got a little bit on this side right there, so it's better to have more than enough. So the template was probably more correct. I'm getting ready to sand this top surface, which is where the outdoor carpet's going to go. Of course, what I did, I went ahead and kind of sanded the edges to kind of get this a little bit smoother. I remeasured, and I'm going to put it, redo my little CAD drawing of the what it is now, actually, from what I originally did, because there was some cuts I had to make. I have built me a surfboard. Alright, here's my thoughts before I go any further. This is my thoughts here. I have a van. Of course, I could carry that. It's only 8 foot. I can carry up to 10 foot. My problem is, I'd like to cut this in half with hinges. The only problem I have with that, I thought a lot about it, looked at a lot of videos, is that, and what I never saw in the videos is what it did in the water as far as waves. With one long continuous board, you know, it's going to do this. I cut it in half and put a hinge, it would have to bend in that middle. Not a problem. So I was wondering, how do I stop it from bending, you know, from hinging at that point, you know, when you're hitting waves and such. You couldn't really put anything right directly in the middle if it would go up and down, kind of, you know, and I don't know the degree of it. I've never seen a video of that. So my thought is this. And this is the side will be facing the rubber. I've seen those with PVC pipes, and they just laid them down inside the little grooves on the tube. Alright, here's just a layout. Here's my thought. Again, find where the PVC will fit between the, you know, the little tube deals and the raft. You know what I'm talking about. And put these little clamps. Now, this shouldn't hurt going down. This PVC pipe will be in the middle of this, so I'll have this with the PVC pipe. The reason for that is if I do have a hinge and I cut it in the middle, let's just say it's cut right there, is to put one right here, one right there. The hinge, this thing would be in half. Pull this out. In other words, don't put a cap or anything. Don't glue it. Just where you can pull it out and slide it in when you're ready to go. That way you pull it out, you hinge it down, or hinge it the other way, whatever. And then when you're getting ready to put in the boat, you go ahead and you slide this in. This would help alleviate that problem of it wanting to bend at this point. Something like a lock. I don't know how that's going to work. Didn't see anybody do something like that, and I never saw what it does with a hinge, but I got to cut this in half. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the Thompson water seal on both sides. Side with the carpet, outdoor carpet, and on the underneath side, on the side, it's going to come in contact with the raft. You know, I just threw up. No, that's the water seal. It looks like throw up. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and seal it now. Okay, I went ahead and cut it 4 foot center because it's approximately 8 foot long. Put the hinges, and I'll flip it over. Alright, on the underneath side, as you can see, the 3 electrical PVC pipes used for putting wire through, I used with the little clamps with a washer underneath to give it room to move so it can be slid. So basically I would take this out, fold it, and then put it in there, and these are falling in the cresses of the rolls on the tube part. Alright, before I put carpet in on it, I'm gonna cut my little slit for the battery holder, this part. And what I'm going to do is I want to put it as close to center as I can. I get a little hump right there, so it works kind of good. Plus carpet's going to be on top. So right there is fine. I'm just going to mark it. Put it about right there. That's the back, that's the front. And then I'll go ahead and cut my little slit for this thing here. Alright, drilled my 2 pilot holes to jigsaw it. And I know the PVC pipe's running underneath here, about right here, and the strap's right there, so I will have to slide it underneath. Take the PVC pipe out. Hope there's no restriction on sliding it through. We'll see. Alright, went ahead and got the slits to jigsaw, and I slid it through. Yes, I had to pass it underneath, pull the pipe out. So when I'm sliding it, it shouldn't be a big problem. Just have to maneuver around it. I'm going to put some this gook I have, you can buy it at Lowe's. It's like a rubberized stuff. I'm going to put those on those screws, and I probably will put a little piece of carpet over that section for the hinges. See what's on that side. I'm going to work on that. I'm waiting for this side to dry. I put a second coat of that Thompson water seal, and it's still tacky. I'd rather it be dry before I start putting glue for carpet. So nevertheless. Alright, I'm putting this plastic dip. It just rubberizes, so I don't trust anything that has a sharp edge or it's metal. Alright, I went ahead and put that rubberized on all the screw head, bolt heads, nut heads. Cover the washers, anything metal, sharp, that could puncture it. I'm going to put a light coat of polyurethane. Alright, I just finished putting a light coat of polyurethane on the underneath side, and gonna let it dry. I'm probably gonna sand, just with a hand sandpaper, the PVC pipe, just to make sure they slide through pretty smoothly. The carpet I got, this was at Lowe's. It's the only outdoor carpet I could find, 6x8, basically. Screen. Alright, so 6 foot wide, so I just marked 36 inches, 3 foot, so cutting it right in half. Plan is that it's 8 foot long, so basically I need that length. I'm going to use the other piece, which I don't need 8 feet, for this raft. The Fish Hunter raft I've been having quite some time. My next deal will be to make a 4 for it. Okay, I'm about to put the indoor-outdoor carpet on this. I've seen a lot of people start at the back. The forward beams, I've got this exactly 3 feet, and the widest part is 3 feet. I'm going to start on that edge, make sure it lines up straight. That way I won't be off. Because if I start from the back, I could go one direction or the other very easy, and I don't want that. And again, no matter how much you try, there's always yeah, see right here. That's what I'm talking about, splinters. But this will have that foam pipe insulation over that. But again, trying to eliminate as much as possible any splinters. Okay. Alright, I'm using the contact spray. I use this quite a bit on a lot of projects. Now make sure the nozzle's clean. Anyway, I'm doing about a section like that. It takes about 10 minutes, let it get tacky. Yeah, I have a little problem with the nozzle spray here. I have to clean it. I've used this can. And again, I'm going over the hinge. And I'm gonna cut it at the fact. I am not gonna cut it prior, because you'll never get it right. spray it.
Put a little section on the edge, let it dry for about 10 minutes, and we'll start. So I'm waiting for it to dry again. Give me about 10 minutes, and then I'll do the next section. I got my last section to go. I'll just put that and put some, in fact, the cutoff from that plywood, I'm just using that and putting weight on it. Again, wait 10 minutes. Alright, I cut the edges with the utility knife blade here. Putting the foam edges on right now. I got one left, one did it in sections, like it's a 10-foot piece, and come right here by the center and cut. And I used the spray. He's just not using that liquid cement glue. Just not working on this carpet. And I'm getting ready to put that last piece on there. Okay, put the edges around. I used the spray adhesive. Again, I didn't use that cement glue that's put with a brush. Did a little cleaning up in the edges where they had the spray overlapped. Also went ahead and the little cutoffs I had, went ahead and put them over the where the screws heads. Again, just protection. Pipes. Tapered the edges, sanded it. Have to trim this green stuff. Put this edge in first. There's two little things that stick out and catch it. We'll see how this works. Yeah, it's tight in there. Very tight. Because I don't like walking on it on cement. I'd rather be in the water. Alright, I'm going to pull it out and do some more sanding on the bottom. Get rid of or mineral spirits or whatever to get rid of some of that spray adhesive. Yeah, I'm going to put the template visqueen I cut down first, then this again. Alright. Alright, I'd use that spray adhesive for the edges, and some places it's just not working too well. Just not taking some. I used the old hot glue gun. I was trying to avoid that. It's the hot glue. This foam, it kind of eats it, basically. I mean, it melts it as well. So you got to be quick and don't put too much. Just little dabs there. So that's okay, and I'm put a hot glue on this side too, because the same thing. It's basically it's going to come off. I'm going to put a light coat of polyurethane, and just to let you know, don't use the tip of the gun pressed against the foam, because it just melts it away. Alright, I put the 2 coats of polyurethane, let it dry. Now I'm going to work on the solar panel that I've had one before, but I'm using it on something else. So I purchased this solar panel here. I'll pull it out in a second. I'm getting ready to make up the connections, and basically it hooks up to the battery, and then the troll motor hooks up to it as well. So this is a 50 watt, the flexible. It's got flexibles are a little bit more expensive. This one has about a 10-degree bend, but I don't really need to bend that much. I prefer this anyway. The ones I had were, you know, with the glass and the metal frame, which was a little heavy. So basically I would put this on the front of the Raft, and it's got the little eyelets here, so I usually use those little bungee cords and just strap it down. And of course I've put solar on my roof. I got solar in my camper, so I have a lot of these connectors. Show you something here. I have to show you my contraption to hold my solar panel over there, and could be used for other purposes. Basically, this is a 1-inch PVC. Screw it through there, and I'll show you what I got on the other side. Same thing here. So it's got threads. I just put a washer and a screw, but it needed some strength, so I put this little bar, and this is where it's going through that threaded PVC, and this is just holding it down. Same thing there. I'm going to start with this one, and again, as you thread it in, going down into this right here, which is secured to the boat. Alright, same thing here. This has threads right there. There's a wire that's running through that. I can undo it, but I'm going to just screw it down just like that. Looks like a weird antenna. Show what I got here. I got to screw this one in. Right here. And there you have it. This piece slides into that piece, these T's, and just drop in a screw that I have set. But anyway, basically what you got is this solar panel, the 50 watt, $100 flexible solar panel. And there you have it. And there's the threaded ends. Basically, you can tilt it. I'll work on this reinforcement. I might have to put a brace down there. I have it about 4 foot from, give enough headroom. Of course, I can't stand up, but I mean, sitting down ain't gonna be a problem. Should not be a problem. Me, man, I'm getting ready to put a boat together. All right. Okay, I got a brand new battery fully charged, 12.8 volts. This, we're having a little issues with the wobbliness, so we tying off something to hold it still. Again, that's just to keep the solar panel above. I could put it in the front, but that's a problem when you got people in your boat and shadows it get in the way. We're here at Flint Creek. Go. rig up's working pretty good. Charge controller down here, regulating the voltage. This is a deep cycle marine battery. Solar panel adjusting to the sun. Just while sitting here, I got 13 volts on the battery. Got about 1, 2, 3 amps. Sorry about that, 3 amps charging. There it is. I'm parked at the beach here, straightened up some stuff, and swimming a little bit, cooling off. £30 thrust control motor. Bought the transom for, of course. It's made for this Seahawk 4. And I look like a crab. That's my little sunshade. Okay, we had to do some redesign here on our making the solar panel stand more stable. So what I've done, I basically removed the screw in, leaving this as a coupler. But on the underneath, what I did, I went ahead and did this little configuration where this is screwed through, this PVC pipe screwed in the middle. Of course, we've got a little U-clamp and so forth there. And this is to keep it steady. Again, just clamp and clamp. So this had a little issues with the wobbleness. We had to use ropes to tie it off, and this keeps it a lot sturdier. So you don't screw it in, the pipe just slides in, and I have a little hole to drop a screw in to lock it in place so it doesn't come out. Utilizing the back supports for the solar panel stand. I put 2 in the front using the same configuration of the supporting where it just slides in, and we have this this configuration on the back to keep everything, or this does not with the tension on it, but the pipe doesn't want to bend too much. Alright, so what I did, I'm going to do a canopy. I already made the pipes, but I'll show you how it works. A canopy that'll go across, and on the canopy we'll put the solar panels. So here are the 4 pipes, the 4 legs. They're 4 foot long. If you can see, I color coded the bottom parts so that the holes that I drilled to lock it into place will match up to the holes, because they're not going to be all perfect. So again, I got the same color tape on the putting in the stands, the legs as I'll call them, color coded as I stated. And on this one, I have the wiring here is for going to be for the red and green marker lights on the boat, and this will go to the little, what you call it, a console, if you want to call it, where we have the batteries at and everything else. Alright, and I'm going to put the top. Alright, I went with the 1-inch PVC pipe plumbing, and there's 2 kinds, one for drainage and one for pressure. On the original stand here I have for my solar panel, I had used the thinner wall, which is meant for drainage. This is what I use on the canopy and the for the rest of it, for more sturdiness. I think that might have been one of my issues. The longer the pipe is, of course, you'll get a little bit more bend in it. So this has a thicker, and I don't remember the schedule, but that's the size pipe. Now again, This is one section, this whole top, and these bars are put across the width of the solar panel. I tried something here just because the solar panel, the width is not the total width of this. I think that's 24 inches, 2 feet. The solar panel is 21 inches. So this is really where it'll connect, and the next is here. So I was looking at something, but I was having a little issue because I was going to just drill a hole in there, but I think that might have, I was going to start, the strength was not there. As you can see, there's a little bend. I don't think I need anything in the middle, hopefully not. All that's going to be added to this is the solar panel, which is flexible. And on this side here, as I mentioned before, the wiring for this light, the green light and all that, is no more than connectors right here, and you would make up the connectors. I'm not going to make them up right now, I'm just going to slide them in. But connect these two, and then of course, your wire will be connected. And again, and on this side I have the red. And on both, the left side's red, right side's green. Okay. Alright, I have 2 solar panels. I just got one in. I've been having the other one, of course. And I figured all of this for the canopy using that one solar panel measurement. This is the one, and again, there's the connector, so it's facing the same way. But do you see what I see? Apparently the quality assurance of products are not the same. I'm going to flip it around and trying to see if maybe I don't know, I've got a name here, All Powers, and I don't have it on this one. Just overlapping a little bit too, I don't like that. I want the tire cell. Yeah, there's some overlapping, so I have to do a little finagling here to fix that problem. I mean, simply putting mounting a little flat bar here with 2 eyelets, where, again, probably mounting it here and pushing it out a little bit where this one would screw in further so that they don't overlap. Plus, like I said, they're not aligning properly, and again, I don't like this overlap of the cell. It's got, it's a little bit of an 1/8 inch or so, but I still don't like it. Yeah, I ordered the same product, but apparently it's not the same product. They don't have the same measurements. But anyway, it's a work in progress. So again, I can add, and I'm going to probably do as I get the solar panels, not knowing what the measurements are going to be. Have to adjust as I go. This is the top roof of the canopy. I've got the Y cable connected parallel these 2 panels right now. But yeah, we're going to definitely have to do some adjustments here. Again, you learn as you go, and hopefully these videos help people before they do certain things to be aware of certain discrepancies like this. But there you go, and again, that would be the canopy part of it underneath the raft looking up. So see how it goes. Again, I put this pipe here, just to kind of support, but it's pretty stiff. And if I really, I'm not going to drill any more holes in the side of this, but I can always put, it's about a 1/2 inch pipe, overlap, buy some pieces, and just do bungee cord things if it really becomes a problem. But I don't think, because that's my only concern right now. This one's fine. This hole here is for the solar panel wire. I haven't ran that through. And I'll make up the connector. And I bought the Y connectors so that I can hook up a second panel in series I'm sorry, parallel because it's a 12-volt system. Okay. So basically 1 inch. These screws. Before I put this glued this, I screwed from the inside. I didn't go from the back side of this. So the head is inside the pipe before I glued it. It's kind of nice to get your stuff, run your wires proper before gluing all your connectors and everything else. But this ought to be a nice canopy. Again, it will be a test run as soon as I can. Here for the Seahawk 4. And again, we had that issue with the stabilization of the stand, of the screw in. And here I'm just using that modification. Now, you still got some play here. I may have to still tie it off. But it's not as bad. Of course, I don't have it locked in there, do you? But it's good. It's down there pretty much. But so I can go with this to stabilize it, or I can put my canopy and put a couple more, or 4 solar panels total. This is the floor modification for the Hunter Fisher Raft that I've been having. It's a shorter boat, not as wide. It fits 1 person comfortable. 2, it's supposed to be 4, but forget it. I was going to try to use, I made a modification for the solar rack for the Seahawk, but it's 2 foot wide, and the widest part here I couldn't go 2 feet, so I had to build another one. It's a little different. I don't have it where it can be connected in the middle. It's going to be 1 unit, just as you see it right there. What I did here, unlike the one for the Seahawk, I had enough room, so when I came off this 90 off this leg, I went right into the screw, put a T, and basically this right here holds one side of the solar panel, and same thing here. What I've got here is right after the 90, I got the screw to make this thing where it can turn, and you can see what I did. I just went basically same thing here, 2 T's here, T's here, and this is all connected. So what happens though, unlike the other one, which I really never would use, have that issue, this one will stop right there, but again that's face right down. So the other one, it will actually go right through it because it's wider, but you never would need to do that. I did the same configuration as I had done on the Seahawk for stabilizing the leg support for the solar stand. And what I have here, I did a little bit something different too as well, but the same modification here, just basically screw right through here, put the nut on that end. I had a screw here, but it was right in the middle, and I figured that's where I'd be sitting, and no matter what I do, I'd probably be sitting on the dang thing. So again, this is locked in. This kind of supports it where it's always going to move, unless you had a real short piece, but you got 4 feet. What I did different on the wiring here is this side is the battery. This is going to go to the light control for the red and green light, marker lights. And what I did, you connect it, and I got it run through the pipe, so it'll run onto the other end, and for the red light. There's the solar panel, just got it sitting up there, but I got the same deal, screws for the eyelets. It'll rock and roll, in other words it'll go, I can tilt it for the sun. I did color code to make sure I got the right one, or I don't flip it around when I'm putting it in. And again, it's can be tilted. This is a modification for putting a floor on the Fish Hunter 280 inflatable raft with a solar panel support to get it out the way. This is all to get it out your from putting it on the raft, get it out the way, no shadows on it. And also gives you a little canopy here. Now it does help sometimes. And again, have it where it can be tilted forward and to the back. And again, this is all one piece. It doesn't disconnect here. It just basically slides in the bottom there. Now, if I want to, I can unscrew this into 3 pieces. All I got to do is just unscrew that leg off of that one, unscrew it off of this one, so I'd have this L, this stand, this leg, and this part right here in 3 individual pieces if I don't have the room to store it as one unit. And again, I pre-ran the wires. This will be for the solar. I got to make the connectors up. And I drilled it here. And I got the green light right there. And this is the leg that's going to be closest to the back. And again, there's a wire connected which runs underneath through that pipe and runs up to the red light that's up there. So this one connector right here is power for the both lights, and this heavier duty wire will be for coming from the solar panel to the charge controller, which will be charging the battery. And again, I put the little screw hole here where I can lock it into place. And again, that's another reason I mark it, because no matter, unless you have a machine to do this pre-done, the holes will never line up correctly, height or whatever. So, and again, I need this is somewhat my, I built this as the charge controller and everything that charged the battery. And what I did, I built this, and this right here slides within the battery case. This is just a little tractor battery, just for demonstrations, but within the case, this just slides in the battery holder case and holds it in place. I had an amp meter there, a regular analog amp meter. I purchased this volt amp meter here. It's not as bright as the voltmeter alone that I had. I may add it on here because it was so bright you can see it in the daylight here. It's a little, I mean, you gotta really look at night, ain't gonna be a problem. This right here is the switch. It just basically supplies power to the marker lights, the red and green lights. And it's really simple. I mean, all charge controllers, basically solar, charge your battery, and you can run power out of here. But what I did for the running the troll motor, rather than pulling it out of there, because it does pull a few amps, I'm just basically got it going off the battery. So the troll motor connects directly, which is, you can see the splice wires to the clamps. And again, this just clamps, this goes from the battery and this goes to the battery. And solar, right now I'm just testing it. I got my little flexible out there and what little sun we have. So and what I added on here as well is, of course, you can see it's a USB charger and a cigarette lighter adapter for any 12-volt systems, anything, a fan or anything I want to put in here. But yeah, this is just made this up where it just slides into the battery holder case, and that little piece of plywood right here just holds it and supports it. And it just works out real nice. Just slide it in. I don't think this is weatherproof. In fact, I probably know it's not weatherproof. This is the only thing I'm going to worry about. Make sure I cover this completely if I leave it in the boat and it's raining. But that's the charge controller, and you can see right now this is indicating what it's charging the battery with. And again, there's not much sun right now. You know, 190 milliamp batteries, 12.7, which is fully charged battery. Alright, that is my charge controller system, where the solar panel comes to and goes to the battery, and then the battery goes to the troll motor, and I can charge my iPhone or other USB device. And again, if I have a 12-volt light system or a cigarette lighter adapter, I can plug that in there and I'm good to go.